Hey ladies, if you clicked on this video, then you're obviously looking to gain weight. Maybe you're a skinny girl, okay, slim thick, or you just want to know how to add on some extra, pounds or whatever for that booty meat, you know what I mean? So you can get it popping. Well, I got you, you know what I mean? I was there where I was super, super skinny. So I just want to tell y'all a little bit about my backstory so it ain't just me talking outside of my neck, right? So my whole life, I was skinny. I still have a somewhat slim frame. Right now, I'm 170 pounds. And, I want to put on like 10 more pounds. You know what I mean? See how that looked. Then I might add a little more. I don't know. But, yeah, I like my frame, you know what I mean? But I was always like a skinny girl. So I was like 120 forever, like forever. And I hated it. Like even in high school, people used to call me olive oil. Um, yeah. Skinny mini, um, white girl, Nasatol, mean no ass at all. Yeah, I've heard it all. So yeah, I hated it, you know what I mean? But I just figured like, okay, my father was slim, my mom was slim, so I'm just like, okay, that's just what it is. And like my big sister, like she, was thick and stuff and beautiful. And I was like, sis, like how do you gain weight? She was like, girl, it'll come. It'll come. I'm sure you've heard that, right? I'm sure you've heard that. Oh, it'll come, or whatever with age, with time, and all that. Or if you have children. Well, guess what? I've had 3. And I gained weight when I had my children. I think with my daughter, I got up to 180 pounds. Yes, 180 pounds. I loved it. I gained it in all the right places. I had the boobs, my hips, my butt, everything was on point. I loved my woman weight. But then, I breastfed my children and every time I just lost weight. Like it didn't stay. You know what I mean? My appetite would go away. I didn't know how to keep my weight up, And outside of pregnancy, I couldn't gain weight. Yeah, so it didn't just come to me. So when people telling you that, that's not true. It don't just come to you. You have to work for it. And when I tell you it was like I did a lot of research and they call it hard gainer. And so I tried everything I could. I was trying to force myself to eat, didn't have an appetite. And then when I would finally get an appetite, like it only lasts for a short amount of time, I swore I was eating a lot. I swear I was eating a lot, like because I'm always like snacking, you know what I mean? Like chips and, juice and, candy throughout the day, all that kind of stuff, whatever. But I wasn't eating actual meals. So I'm inspired to make this video. I'm actually very, very, very passionate about it because this is something that I personally have struggled with. Like I have watched a ton of YouTube videos, Googling away, trying to find, the solutions, and I just want to help. I just want to give y'all the tea. I just want to help because like I know the struggle, you know what I mean? And it's like, and I know how it feels for everybody to be talking about losing weight, but then it's like, okay, I don't need help in that department. You know what I mean? How do I gain weight? So I got you. Basically like where I started was last year. So I put on weight, over a course of a year or whatever. And I started off at 120. 120. I'm 5'7" and I was 120. And like I did end up getting up to 130, but I thought I was thick. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me nothing. Like I just knew I was that girl, you know what I mean? And I was thick. But what had happened was I had did like this video with my daughter, and in the video, we're just recording, and stuff like that, and just like, hey, mama. When I look back at that video, like played it back, it never made the air. It never did. I was so embarrassed, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I had one of those moments because I was just like, my legs, my collarbone was just like sticking out. Like my arms were like small. I looked like my daughter's like play cousin or something. Like I looked like we were sisters. You know what I mean? Like there was no grown woman weight. Like I looked like a teenage boy, you know what I mean? Or whatever. And I was just like, oh my God, you know? So I started looking back at pictures that I had and all of that. And it was like, I don't know, the veil was lifted off of my eyes. And I was like, oh shoot, like you that girl though, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't, my weight gain journey ain't because of low self-esteem. Okay, I just want to put that out there too, you know what I mean? Just pause, put a pin in that for a second about, you know, what I was about to say, but I just got to pinpoint on that. My weight gain journey did not come from low self-esteem, you know what I mean? I love myself, like, you know, got it tatted on me, you know what I'm saying? I love me more. But I had to learn to love me more. You know what I mean? But my weight gain journey wasn't based off of like somebody telling me I need to gain weight. Yeah, people would skinny shame and stuff, but I was just like, you're just a hater. Like you wish that you were skinny like me. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna lie. I'm keeping it 100. I was like, you wish you were skinny. You know what I mean? And then I looked like, girl, no, you need to eat. Oh my God, you need to eat. Like, so I was like, that's why people kept telling me, like, you all right? Oh my God. But I'm just saying, inside, my self-esteem was good. You know what I mean? I'm very humble. I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. You know what I mean? None of that stuff. I'm just saying that I had a healthy self-esteem about myself. I was just like, you know, I didn't see what everybody else saw. I was like, you know, I feel like I'm a beautiful person inside. And then it shows outside. You know what I mean? That's how I always looked at myself. So I was just like, wow, like, when I saw that, I was like, I wanted to make some changes. You know what I mean? I've always thought that a woman having a voluptuous body, you know, curvy and stuff like that, having some weight on her, you know, I do believe that, you know, weight, like, you know, it's like happy weight. You know what I mean? So I was just like, okay, I wanted to change that. And I worked towards that, you know what I mean? Or whatever. You know, the man in my life at the time was just like, oh, I don't see nothing wrong with it, Slim. You know, I don't see nothing. I'm just like, yeah, you ain't, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Don't do it for no man. Don't do it for nobody else because please, okay? Like you could be skinny in between what some would say obese, whatever. It's like, please, girl, don't do it for them. They don't really care all like that. They really don't care. You know what I mean? Do it for you. You know what I mean? So back to the story. When I saw that, I was just like, girl, yeah, we need to talk, you know. So I went on a weight gain journey. I did my research, and my daughter's father, whatever, had put me on to CB1. CB1 is a weight gainer or whatever, and it basically, I would recommend it, you know what I mean, or whatever. Now I ain't no doctor, don't come for me, you know what I mean, disclaimer. But I'm just trying to tell y'all my story and what I did, you know what I mean. Um, so I tried CB1 weight gainer. And basically CB1 is not like APETAMIN. Like people were telling me about APETAMIN. Me personally, I did the research on it and I personally don't, I never tried it, never wanted to because I was scared when people were telling me like, oh yeah, like for the first 3 days, you're going to be like knocked out cold, like call off from work. If you got a child, like leave your child with the babysitter for 3 days because you're just going to be that out of it. I personally don't like nothing taking over my body like that. And I just feel out of control because I'm like, what is it doing to your body that your body literally has to shut down like that in order to readjust to this drug? You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. And I was like, yeah. And then people were like, they were ravagingly hungry. And they just, I'm like, is your body like dying? You know what I'm saying? On the inside? Like, it was just cringy. So I was just like, yeah, no, like, you know, I don't want that. So when I took CB1 weight gainer, you know, I even called the company and I was like, hey, you know, is this natural, blah blah. And I'm not a sponsor or nothing like that, but I'm just saying. So I called them and I was like, hey, I want to consume this and I'm more of like a holistic type of person or whatever. I like natural herbs and remedies. And they were like, oh yeah, this natural, blah blah, whatever. It's non-habit forming or whatever. And basically like what it does is it stimulates your appetite, and to the point where it's not like ravagingly hungry though. It's just like a regular, oh, I could eat. And then when I noticed that it was working was then I ate my plate, because I was one of those that would eat half my plate and then put it in the refrigerator, save it for later. You know what I mean? And then like go back and then be like, I don't even want that. And then I go eat something else, then eat half of that, put it back in the refrigerator. Don't do that. I know you can relate. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. I know you can relate. You know what I'm saying? Where you just don't finish all your food like all the way. You know what I mean? But you swear you just be eating. So I noticed I would be able to eat my plate and be like, I can eat a little more. You know what I mean? Like, let me go get a bowl of cereal. Like, let me go, just get some chips or something extra. You know what I mean? Or I could actually eat seconds. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dang, I just ate a full plate and then I'm eating another plate like behind that or whatever. But I wasn't ravagingly hungry. I wasn't like my stomach churning like, oh my God, I gotta eat and all this kind of stuff or whatever. Like, it was just like a natural, like, I could eat, you know what I mean, or whatever. And it basically to me was like my body was just like, this is how you're supposed to be eating, you know what I mean, like intuitive eating. But I needed that to help stimulate my appetite, and it did. And you're supposed to take them like 3 times a day, like 30 minutes before each meal. I didn't do that, you know what I mean, because again, I don't like, I'm not really good with medicine and all that kind of stuff or whatever. So I started just taking it once a day, and I felt my appetite getting up or whatever and stuff like that. Once you're like, after the first 2 days, 3 days, it don't even take long, and you just start feeling like I could eat, you know what I mean? And so I was just eating just enough or whatever just to get my, weight up a little bit. I didn't want to eat it, take it 3 times a day or whatever. I'm sure if you did, it would really be helpful, speed up your process. But I was just like, I'll just do one or whatever. That was enough. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna lie. And I started seeing the weight come on. Then I hit 140. Couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, you know what I mean? I had them little moments where I was just like, okay, like, you know what I mean? You looking cute or whatever. Or whatever. So then, like, I started seeing it come on and stuff like that. But I want to be honest. You know what I mean? I struggled because it was like, as soon as I felt like I started gaining weight, I stopped taking the CB1s. I was like, oh, I got this. You know what I mean? It was like false starts. It was like, soon as I started seeing some weight come on, I was like, I don't need that. Like, I got this or whatever. And I would fall off again and just thinking that I was just going to keep going. You know what I mean? I wasn't, it take 30 days to start it, to form a new habit. So it was like, I would just do it like 2-3 weeks or whatever and just feel like I had it, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I don't need nothing, whatever. My appetite is just gonna stay. And it didn't, because life be lifing, you know what I mean? So every time something would happen, I would kind of fall off again and be like, I just felt like my weight wasn't going to go anywhere. And the thing with CB1, I don't know much about the APETAMIN, so I don't want to say all that, but I just know, like, some people would say when they stop taking it, it goes away. Well, with CB1, it's literally just, it stimulates your appetite. It's not water weight. It's not like none of that. It's just like, it stimulates your appetite. If you eat, with it, you'll gain weight, and it's natural weight, you know what I mean, that doesn't go anywhere. If I stop taking it, when I stop taking it, it goes, it's still there, you know what I mean, my weight is still there, it doesn't go away. So that's for anybody that's interested or whatever. It doesn't go away. It's not water weight, it's none of that. It's literally your own body consuming more calories, and it goes where it's supposed to go or whatever. So yeah, I kept falling off and stuff like that. So, then I started like going to Planet Fitness. I got me a regular Planet Fitness $10 membership or whatever. It ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I went there. I wasn't staying consistent with that, so I felt more comfortable working out at home. So I started doing that, and I started doing certain like butt workouts and stuff like that, fire hydrants, all those kind of things or whatever. And I started seeing some curves come in. And another tip that I want to give y'all is, I know everybody be talking about squats. Squats are really good. In my opinion, squats are really good for your quads, your legs, your hamstrings, all that kind of stuff. But girl, if you want your butt to pop, what actually helps is hip thrusts. Hip thrusts are what made my booty just actually have a curve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started getting the thighs where people's like, oh, I see your thighs are getting bigger or whatever. That was because of the weight gain, but also because of the squats. But when I actually started doing hip thrusts, it was like, it's literally just like, your butt on the ground, and then you're literally just thrusting upwards with your butt or whatever and stuff like that, and squeezing at the top. And doing that or whatever, when I started doing that, I started getting more of a little bubble, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I was just like, okay, like it's working or whatever. So basically, that combined with starting to exercise, another thing I would say for a tip, don't overwork out. Do not do that. If you are already a hard gainer and you're already slim, your metabolism is high, you know, and you need to slow down your metabolism to a certain extent in order to let the weight gain catch up. If you're working out too much, which I fell into that trap, which is why I'm saying that, working out too much, I was like, why am I still looking like slim? You know what I'm saying? But like slim, and I was trying to be thick. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like over working out. It's just gonna make your body just like kind of slim out, and then it's like all the calories you're consuming, if you're not consuming over that, like in a caloric surplus, you're just going to be burning off whatever you just ate, and you're going to kind of stay the same. You're like, damn, like the scale isn't moving or whatever. That's why. So what I started doing or whatever, when I started seeing the results and I was like, you know what, I really want to stay consistent with this, what I did was, and this is the tea, like I already told you about CB1s, I did research and I started taking Ensure Plus. I was going to Walmart, you know what I mean? Walmart be having them big boxes, like, and I think it's like $27 or something like that or whatever. It might be more now, I don't know. No, I think it's like 50 something now, if I'm not mistaken. It's up there now or whatever. But I would get like the 6 packs or whatever and stuff like that. Those were like 24, I think, or something like that. But then them big boxes or whatever, they could be like upwards of like 50 or something like that, $40 to $50 or something like that or whatever. And I would get Equate. Okay. I started off with Ensure, but you know, Ensure costs more. So I would get the generic brand or whatever and get Ensure Plus. But it's called Equate, okay, the Walmart version. All right, it ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? We just need the calories or whatever, and it tastes really good. You know what I mean? It don't taste bad or whatever and stuff like that. So I would do Equate or whatever and stuff or whatever, just to cut some costs. I started taking those maybe like 2 times a day. Those are 350 calories, right? So I started doing some research because I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be taking these and it's gonna be a lot or whatever. So I would eat my meals, 3 meals a day, and then I would take the Equate or whatever. It did help. That's what helped get me up to like 140 or whatever, right? But then I started doing research and I ended up finding out that there are these drinks called Boost Very High Calorie. Listen, ladies, Boost Very High Calorie, sis. Okay. Ensure Plus is 350 calories. All right. Boost Very High Calorie is 530 calories. So what really took me over the edge with my weight gain journey was 3 meals a day, the CB1 to stimulate my appetite. Then I would eat 3 meals a day. If I wanted a snack in between that, I would do that. And then I would take them very high calorie boost 3 times a day. Okay. Now, let me explain though. When I did that, I shot up to like 155, 160. Okay. I would eat my breakfast, take a boost high calorie, eat my lunch, boost high calorie, and dinner, boost high calorie. All right. I just said they're 530 calories. You know what I'm saying? Each. Okay. And I think like you can get those on Amazon or whatever. And also for my girls that might have children, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you got EBT, they have that option. You just have to search it up or whatever and stuff like that. But they have it where you can get it on EBT. Okay. So I was getting mine with EBT or whatever. I'm just keep it 100. Okay. Like we got to keep it 100 and be transparent. All right. Like if there's a shortcut, speak, sis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you the real, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because I did this, you know what I mean, from my own experience or whatever. So, yeah, so they have it where you can buy it with EBT or whatever, and it's like 27 in a pack, and I think it's like $50. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So before I got food stamps, though, I was paying for it with my own money. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I was paying for it with my own money. You have to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying. So but yeah, I ended up shooting up. And the thing is, I stopped drinking them because I developed a belly though. Like them things, you know what I'm saying? Like they're good for people with lactose intolerance, but anything you do in excess isn't good. So like I started doing like 3 times a day just to get my weight up. But then it was like all in my belly and stuff. And I was just like, ooh, like I had like a poofy belly and stuff. And I was just like, I ain't like that. I didn't like it. I was like, wait a minute. Because then I was like, let me stop working out, right? Like I said, I was like, let me stop working out or whatever like that because I'm just kind of still staying slim. So I was like, let me eat first, bulk, get my weight up, and then I'm going to go back to working out. Well, the belly came and the weight came everywhere. You know, I already had like chubby cheeks. Okay, I have chubby cheeks and all that kind of stuff or whatever. I'll just say high cheekbones. Okay, that's what we're gonna say. But but yeah, the weight goes everywhere. You just no way to know. You know what I mean? So I developed. You know, I got bigger breasts, which I loved. I got my hips, my butt, but it went to my stomach. So I was like, let me cut down on those or whatever. I stopped for a little while till it kind of worked it out. And then after that, started back again or whatever. But minimized. I think I started doing like 2 drinks a day. So what I would recommend is to, once I got up to that point, sometimes you're gonna hit like a plateau where it's just like, okay, you hit like when I hit 150 or whatever, I kind of didn't want to gain weight too quickly and then like be kind of like, oh, whoa, you let yourself go kind of moment. You know what I mean? So when I did hit the 150 and I see my belly and I was taking pictures with my belly, I was like, oh my God, like I'm going to insert some pictures for you guys too or whatever so you can see what I'm talking about, where it was just like, I look like, I didn't look pregnant, but I look like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I might have been pregnant. I mean, like that, maybe. So I didn't like that. You know what I mean? Like I want to fill out my dress, but I don't want to fill it out in the front. You know what I'm saying? I want to fill it out in the back. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that or whatever, I was just like, okay, you got to cut down or whatever. So yeah, what I would recommend is like when you get to like have a like mini goals with your weight, just like you would do anything with life or whatever. So it's like, okay, my goal was 150. So when I hit 150 or whatever, and I saw how the weight was hitting me, you know what I mean? You don't really know when you're skinny how the weight gonna come to you. Everybody have a different body type. You know, some people are more heavier up top, smaller at the bottom. Some are smaller at the bottom. I mean, bigger at the bottom and smaller at, some people are balanced. You just never know or whatever. Only way you're gonna know is when you put the weight on or whatever. So when I put my weight on, I loved where it fit because it hit my booty first. You know what I'm saying? It did. And my hips and all that. So I was in my breast. So I was like, okay, good. But it is going to go to that gut or whatever, stuff like that. So what I would recommend is, okay, once you get to that weight that you're looking for, like pause for a second, assess, you know what I mean? And say, okay, like, what do I need to work on? How do I need to tweak some things? And I did. So basically what I would say is, you bulk first, if you're super skinny or whatever and stuff like that, like I was, like go on that bulk first. I wouldn't say work out that much, you know what I mean, at first, because it's kind of going to defeat your purposes. You got to work up that appetite first or whatever, and work out in moderation. I wouldn't say don't work out at all, but don't work out much, because you got to get your calorie surplus, and you got to do that or whatever, so that not burning everything that you're getting off, because you're already, like, your metabolism is high, you're a hard gainer, you need all the calories you can get or whatever. So I would say, like, do that or whatever, like in moderation, but make sure you're getting your calories in. What I now will recommend, like I said, I was eating 3 meals a day and stuff like that, and then I was doing like the boost or whatever, high calorie and stuff like that. What I would recommend now and what I'm doing now, because like I said, I'm at like 170 or whatever. My goal now, after I hit the 150, my goal now on my vision board is 180. So I like the way my body, looks or whatever. And then let me show you guys, like, first of all, so I ain't just all talk. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just all talk. Let me get you some visuals. So yeah, this is where I'm at. This is my 170 right now, you see? And the thing is, I don't work out too much, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm still, you know what I'm saying? Like, see, it's real, I don't work out too much. I don't overdo it, you know. but I'm definitely poking more. You know what I'm saying? And you see like the roundness I was talking about? That's what I was talking about. I didn't have no roundness in my butt like that until I started doing them hip thrusts. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do the hip thrust or whatever. Because it really helped to get that bubble that you're trying to get or whatever. So anyway, now I would recommend, like, once you hit that plateau or whatever, and it's like, okay, you're not gaining weight no more or whatever, what you need to do now is like up it from like 3 meals a day or whatever to like 6 meals a day. I also did like my fitness pal or whatever, where I don't do that anymore because I don't need to do that. My appetite is kind of like up there more now, whatever. But at the time when I was trying to gain, I was doing my fitness pal. And so my fitness pal basically, like, and I loved it because, like, excuse me, what I loved about that is that, you, like, say you don't know, like, you have to input like what you eating throughout the day. Sometimes you don't know how much, you know, because I eat like turkey bacon, stuff like that. You don't know like how much calories in turkey bacon. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how many calories in eggs. You got to go research like how many calories in eggs, all this kind of stuff, whatever. Like, it kind of give you like a, you know, summary of what it thinks that you might. But like, say you had like a honey bun, you know what I mean, or whatever. All you gotta do is scan it. You know what I mean? And you have a scanner option where you can scan what you're eating or whatever, and it calculates that into the thing for you. Simple, you know what I mean? Stuff like that or whatever. So do the My Fitness Pal or whatever to, you know, keep track of what you're eating until you're able to eat more, so that you know, like, okay, I'm eating enough or I'm not eating enough or whatever. So do that one. And what I recommend now is, like I said, like, I also downloaded this app called like Eatwise or whatever. It be glitching sometimes, like, I don't know, because like sometimes it be notifying me to eat, sometimes it doesn't. So it's just like, you know, but I would do that, or like on my alarm, just on my iPhone or whatever, I would just like set alarms like every 2 hours or whatever to remind me to eat. You know what I mean? Like an alarm clock. That's another hack. You know what I mean? Just remind yourself to eat every 2 hours. So I personally recommend, if you hit that plateau and you're not gaining weight anymore, up it to 6 meals a day. That doesn't mean 6 large meals a day. Okay, so that's, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, eat 3 large meals, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then after that, eat snacks in between. You know what I mean? And when I say snacks in between, I'm not just talking, because I ain't telling you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you don't eat like chips or candy bars or whatever. I did. You know what I'm saying? In order to get that weight. Plus, I'm just like, I always have a sweet tooth and stuff like that or whatever. You see the pimple. Okay? Whatever. Okay? But I'm keeping it 100 with you or whatever. It's like, you know, eat what you want. Like, don't make it like a, like, this is kind of what I was saying from my experience, is that sometimes if you make it like, you know, people that be going on diets to lose weight, and then you eat nothing but salad and dry as chicken breast and seasonless stuff, and just, you can't maintain that long term. You know what I mean? Like, you might lose weight or whatever, but after you lose weight, that's why most people that lose weight, they shoot right back up or whatever to wherever they were, and actually beyond what they were before, because you have to make it a lifestyle. If you want to gain weight, you're gonna have to make it like a lifestyle. Don't like just make it so rigid, unless you're that type of person or whatever that's like real disciplined and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not real disciplined like that or whatever. So I'm just like, eat what you want to eat, sis. The whole point is like, the whole reason you're skinny is because you be restricting yourself. You will feel hungry. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You will feel hungry and don't eat. Like, you'll be hungry, but you'll be like, oh, I'll eat when I get home. You running around running errands. Oh, I'll eat when I get home. You know what I'm saying? You get home and you be like, woo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like eating. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You'll do all these kind of things or whatever. And it just be like, okay, when you feel hungry, eat, sis. If you feel like eating a candy bar or whatever, I'm not saying just eat unhealthy. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, eat. Okay? It's called intuitive eating. And intuitive eating or whatever, it's basically to eat when you're hungry. You know what I mean? Don't overthink it sometimes. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So it's just like, you know, I personally, I get up in the morning before I go to work, and I have to do intentionally like that, because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I love breakfast. That's my favorite meal of the day. But sometimes I'll be like, if I'm getting up, you know, or I'm really sleepy or whatever, because I love my sleep. Okay, I love my sleep. So I be trying to sleep in, honey. And what I would have to do is like, okay, set my alarm, whatever, like 30 minutes earlier, whatever, actually get up. yeah, actually get up when the alarm goes off and go and make me a protein shake. And I make it myself or whatever. Sometimes I'll put like the boost in there. Sometimes I'll just use like lactose free milk because I'm lactose intolerant. And I'll put that in there. I put me like some protein powder or whatever. And I'll use like, I used to use like oatmeal and stuff, but I don't really like how clumpy it be when I'm trying to like drink it and stuff like that. It'd be like too much. So I'll be liking like a peanut butter smoothie. Peanut butter is a hack, sis, because that will help with like your breasts, that will help with your butt, that will help with your hips, all of that kind of stuff, whatever, because it's a healthy fat, you know. So do that in the morning. Like when you make your breakfast, eat that breakfast first. Ooh, another hack I got for you. Another hack, real quick. Eat your carbs first. Carbs stimulate your appetite. Protein actually like restricts your appetite. So if you like saying you eating breakfast or whatever and you got some grits, eggs, and sausage or whatever, and with some toast, try to eat like most of the grits in the toast first, then eat your protein. Have you ever noticed that when you eat protein first, like whether it's any kind of meat or eggs or stuff like that, you'll get full faster? You know, the protein actually is good for weight loss. You know what I'm saying? It's good for muscle building and stuff like that, but it makes you feel full faster. So I would say that too. That's another hack. I forgot about that. I'm gonna make another video or whatever. I just kind of want to see like, you know, my engagement, see if, you know, people is liking what I have to say or whatever. But I really would appreciate it if you guys would make like some comments for me or whatever. Let me know, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, like what you want to know, because I know like I was like watching, I probably watched some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, like I was watching like heck of videos, you know what I'm saying, like in the privacy of my own home, you know what I mean. I didn't want to tell anybody because I was just like, people be like, you're beautiful the way you are, like da, da, da. It's just like I know that I'm beautiful, you know what I'm saying, but it's just like I just want to work on myself, and I didn't want to get surgery. I didn't want to, you know, I don't want no BBL and all that kind of stuff or whatever. I just naturally wanted to gain weight so that when I look past the mirror, I'm like, damn, sis, you know what I'm saying. Oh. Wait a minute. Yeah, that just a look. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, you want to feel good about yourself as a woman. Come on, we all want to feel beautiful. Like, we all want to feel like that. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I'm like, you know, I like the way I'm looking now. I'm liking myself. I like myself when I was skinny. You know what I'm saying? But I like, you know, my body more now. You know what I mean? I'm falling in love with that or whatever. And I want to put on a little more weight. You know what I mean? I feel like I can get up to 180 and it'll look nice. We're going to see, you know, or whatever. So I'm just saying, like, let me know, y'all, for real, like, communicate, like, you know, talk, hit me up or whatever. Y'all see my energy, like, I like to talk or whatever, like, let me know, like, okay, sis, like, you was talking too much, you wasn't too detailed, like, whatever you feel, or sis, like, can you comment on this, like, what do you think about that? I'll make another video, okay? If I see your comment or whatever, I'll make a video, you know, talking about that or whatever, because I understand, you know what I mean, like, you're like, dang, like, you know, you really want to know, like, what the sauce is. You know what I'm saying? I've been there where it's just like, tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like, what it is, because I'm not at that place, you know? And then some people videos I was watching, you know, there's no shade to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody had their journey or whatever, but, like, maybe they was, like, 110 or something like that, and then they wanted to hit 130, you know what I mean? But maybe they not 5'7" like me or whatever, where, you know, for me, skinny was 120, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Maybe they're more shorter than I am, so like them hitting 120 was probably thick, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I wanted some videos for, like, you know, a girl that's like my height or whatever, that, you know, I didn't just want to be just slim thick, I wanted to be thick, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be like damn thick, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just like, I want to be like that, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I'm like, I really wanted, you know, to have that thickness on me, not just slim thick. I want to be not fat, but I want to be like, you know, thick, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, so, you know, if you see this or whatever, and, you know, you want me to make another video on that, please comment, you know, like, subscribe to my channel. And, you know, like I said, let me reiterate, eat 6 meals a day. You know what I mean? Even if you're starting off, that's actually better, because it'll actually increase your appetite. The more you eat, the more, it's like supply and demand with your body. The more you eat, the more your body will want to eat. The less you eat, the less your body will want to eat. Did that make sense? You know what I'm saying? That's like the hack. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the more you eat, start with 6 small meals a day. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I was that one that put plates in the refrigerator and be like, oh, I'm gonna come back to it later, and I wouldn't come back to it later. Go try to go nibble on that food. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Just nibble on it. Eventually you'll be like, okay, like I'm getting there. And if you're having a problem with your appetite, try CB1. I'm not a sponsor. You know what I mean? They don't know me or whatever. I'm just telling you like what worked for me or whatever. And then try that in the morning. Do you some milk. There's also like Greek yogurt. Do Greek yogurt because Greek yogurt have way more fat content, way more calories than regular yogurt. You know what I mean? Or what I think it's like 250 or something like that or whatever, for like a half a cup or something like that. Do Greek yogurt, peanut butter. I already said protein, right? Protein and like 2 bananas. Drink that in the morning, like, but make sure you eat your food first, because if you take the protein drink first, you're not really want to eat food, and you really don't want to just drink supplements. Okay, you want to actually have your weight come from actual food. You see what I'm saying? So you can build up your appetite or whatever. It should come from actual food, and those things are supplements to your actual meals. You know what I mean? So yeah, like work out, don't work out too much. You see what I'm saying? Try them hip thrusts and tell me what you think. Try them hip thrusts. I'm telling you, like, yes, squats are good, but squats are good for like them thighs and stuff like that or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And like them fire hydrants is like what got my hips like. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, sorry. Y'all see I got my own little workout room up in here. But yeah, you see that? Like, I'm keeping it 100. Like, how, you know, I don't know how the hip dips, you know, all that. Like, yeah, them fire hydrants or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Work for that. And then the hip thrusts or whatever work for the glutes, you know. Squats work for them quads to get them thighs, you know what I mean, or whatever, poking out or whatever. And also, if you go to the gym, try that hip abductor, hip adductor and hip abductor. I think that's what it's called. Okay, those work for the inner thigh, like that thigh gap you got. It helps that muscle in between there so there's not a gap. You know what I mean? People that want to be skinny want a gap. Those that want to be thick want to close the gap. All right? I'm just saying, we want to close the gap or whatever. So it's like, you want to do that? Try that machine. It works for the outside and it works for the inside of your thigh or whatever to help create that shape. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So yeah, y'all, like, please let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. Like, I'm open to criticism, you know, or if you really want, you know, you feeling my vibe or whatever, and you like, hey sis, I appreciate you, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got more questions. Can you make a video on this? Like, I would really appreciate the feedback. You know what I mean? So all my skinny girls, I love y'all, for real. I'm very passionate about it. I really am very passionate about this. I've struggled with it. People just be, you know what I mean, skinny shaming. You know, if you were to tell a person that's overweight, like, damn, you eating again? You know what I mean? Oh, damn, you eating again? All this kind of stuff, whatever. It'll be, anybody seeing that will feel like it's offensive. But people don't feel like it's offensive to be like, damn, you're skinny. You need to eat more. You need a burger. Like, people don't think nothing's wrong with that. I want to make a video on that too. For y'all, okay? I want to make a video on that because skinny shaming is real too. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, I don't need you sitting there watching and how much I'm eating this, that, and the third, and you ain't saying it with love. You kind of saying it to be shady. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. But anyway, see, I'm passionate about it. I told y'all I'm passionate. I went through this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's all for now or whatever. But like I said, you know, give me some, you know, some tips or whatever. Let me know what if you like this video or whatever, stuff like that. I hope to see you guys again in the near future. And I love you guys. Skinny girls, rise up, because we got this. You know what I'm saying? We about to be thick out here. You know what I'm saying? We about to be thick, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can happen. I'm telling you, you can do this. Like, I did it. I never thought I was going to look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh my God. Like, when I tell you, people be complimenting me so much and be like, oh my God, because I don't even like show my body off like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. But I'm like, you know, people would catch it and be like, dang, like, you look good or whatever. I'm like, oh, for real? Me? When the first time somebody called me thick, I was like, me? You know what I mean? But it was amazing. You know what I mean? It was amazing. Like, I'm thick. You know what I mean? Me? I told y'all I was olive oil. You know what I mean? Growing up. It was like, yeah. So anyway, I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video, okay?